Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel, and I know I say this every day, but I truly do mean it today. This is an exciting day because we are checking out Sleep Token's new track, Chokehold. Now, I think folks knew this was going to come out. I don't know how. This is a complete surprise to me. I know I said we're going to check out the, Sun Eater by Lorna Shore in the last video, but man, I gotta get to Sleep Token right off the bat. Same with Baby Metal. It's just they put out such an amazing product every time. And I can already confirm that this is gonna be amazing, even though I literally know nothing about this song. I've seen people talking about it and literally cannot remember a thing they've said. So, yeah, I honestly do not know what to expect here, but I know I'm going to love it because I have yet to hear Sleep Token do something bad. So, yeah, this is just going to be so much fun. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, so almost a more kind of droning... I want to say that's a guitar, but it could be some kind of, like, electronic thing as well. Alright, let's start. Alright, really interesting sound there. Yeah, that was like... Okay, yeah, this is interesting. Like... I'm not sure what that sound is, like... Oh, just amazing vocals. These may actually be the best vocals I've heard from him so far. Yeah, I don't know if that's like distorted guitar, distorted bass, or if it's some kind of electronic sound. Whatever it is, it sounds great. Oh, that was nice right there. Oh, these are some phenomenal vocals. Oh, that was a shift there. Backing vocals, keyboards, drumming kicking in. Oh, that is heavy! Oh, this is amazing! Oh! Oh, this is the wildest stuff I've heard from them yet. That's such a, not this, but such a cool design for that creature as well. Back to that sound, okay. Getting some drums kicking in. Oh, I heard a bit of bass, that's fantastic. I normally don't notice the bass in their stuff. Sounds like a bit of vocal layering there. This is reminding me of, someone else. This reminds me of a specific song. What one am I thinking of? What one does that make me think of? Oh, that is so nice right there. that sort of guitar there in the back, I think that's a guitar, great way of adding just some extra sort of darkness to this, you know. Some sort of a menacing sound in the background. Oh, those vocals are so strong. Oh, that's nice right there. Oh, it's already over? That went by fast. Okay, I thought it was building up to like a scream there right at the end with that inhale, but I'm kind of disappointed that didn't happen. But man, whew, that was some good stuff, man. Oh, I don't know what to say. Oh man, that was just some good stuff. Whew. Now it is, of course, time for the lyrical analysis, and unfortunately, I can't go as in-depth into this as I would like, because of the way Sleep Token's lyrics work, from what I've seen in the past. They really work much better when you're able to look at the product, or the project, I think would be more accurate, as a whole, instead of just the single track, the way everything ties together. So, like, this, from every sort of tentative track listing I've seen, I don't know the accuracy on any of these, I don't know where they're coming from, so who knows how accurate these leaks are, but from everything I have seen, they are having this as the opening track, which this feels like a Sleep Token opener to me. Like, that makes sense with this track. This feels like it would be a good opening track. But the way the opening tracks have functioned on the previous two albums is there's been, you know, a story throughout the album, and the opening track doesn't necessarily tie into that story directly, but it paints sort of an emotional picture, and a sort of a thematic picture. So, Sundowning opens up with The Night Does Not Belong to God, which, of course, has the whole sleep references, which I'm really not qualified to get into. That stuff confuses me way too much. But then the sort of general consensus I've seen, what I would certainly agree with, is that the song is about dementia. And so you see these ideas of deterioration, a loss of what once was, and the pain caused by that. And the album, for me, the story I see with it is this idea of a toxic relationship slowly deteriorating, slowly falling apart. So that those ideas, the deterioration, the loss, and the pain, all tie into that. This Place Will Become Your Tomb opens up with Atlantic, a song about a failed suicide attempt. Ideas of grief, depression, and again, immense pain. And you see that throughout the album, which sort of serves as a breakup album and has sort of a narrative of the 5 stages of grief. So again, those themes shown in the first song tie into the rest of the album. So, I think when the rest of the album comes out, we'll be able to look back at this song and figure out how it ties into the rest of the project, what the specific things we're supposed to grab from it are. As of right now, can't really do that since we don't have the rest of the album, we don't have the rest of the lyrics. But there is some stuff I can get. Now, the first things I want to grab are some tie-ins to previous things. At the beginning of verse 2, there's 2 lines, "Beneath the stormy seas and above the mountain peaks." Now, those make me think of the previous 2 albums. Of course, This Place Will Become Your Tomb had some very heavy sort of ocean theming, Atlantic, very obvious there. But the imagery on the album cover is that figure in the water. There was a lot of imagery of a whale fall throughout it, which is such a fascinating metaphor for that album. That is, I'm gonna go on a whole rant about that one day when I do an album review. But the very clear tie in there, and above the mountain peaks, just that kind of makes me think of the cover of Sundowning as well, which is sort of a weird triangular monolith kind of thing that could sort of appear as a mountain. It to me looks more like some kind of abstract building, but that does sort of pop that into my mind, especially when compared with Beneath the Stormy Seas. So just an interesting tie-in I was able to make there. And then we have ideas of Sleep as well. And for those of you who are new to Sleep Token, Sleep is the ancient deity that they worship. It's confusing. Again, I'm not qualified to speak about it too much. But even if it hurts me, even if I can't sleep, oh, and though we act out our holy duty to be constantly awake, and then in the outro, even if it hurts me, even if I can't sleep, show me the way. You know, this idea of, you do have some tie-ins back to, like, actual sleep, but this sort of continuation of the theming we've seen throughout a lot of their stuff, of the pain and abuse in the relationship between Vessel and Sleep, and the, sort of the worship of that, the, what's the term I need to use here? The, I suppose, sort of giving themselves over to Sleep, doing Sleep's will, that kind of thing. But then, to go into the broader stuff here, to tie back into the broader sort of relationship kind of ideas we tend to see with Sleep Token's lyrics, verse 1 has, I think, the most important stuff. When we were made, it was no accident. We were tangled up like branches in a flood. That's the first thing, this idea that they are made for each other, that they were designed to be together. Tangled up like branches in a flood, I think, is very important with their theming, because it's not so much that they were joined together, it is, you know, this powerful force that brought them together, you know, sort of violently combined them, in a sense. Ties back into a lot of the theming we see with Sleep Token's lyrics. And in the second part, I come as a blade, a sacred guardian, so you keep me sharp and test my worth in blood. Just ties back into the broader ideas of violence that we see with Sleep Token's lyrics. And in the chorus as well, you got me in a chokehold. You know, this idea that, you know, the person that Vessel is, I suppose, infatuated with, the person they are obsessed with, the person the music is about, is, like, controlling them. They're holding on to them, but, you know, a chokehold, again, a much more violent version of this. And then verse 2 has a bit of the love we see in their music as well, because it's not all just, oh, dark, violent stuff. There is love we see in their music, which I think is a very important thing for understanding it, because we do see ideas of abuse and of pain, but we also do see love in their music. And so here we have specifically the line, I'll turn my walls to gold to bring you home again. Especially tied with previous line, done the impossible. You know, this idea that they will do anything to get them back, that they are a very important part of them. So there's a lot of good stuff in here, right? It ties back into a lot of what we see with Sleep Token's music. And I can't quite solve the puzzle of this one yet, because we don't have the rest of the album. I'm sure, in the Sleep Token Discord, I'm sure they've done so much digging into this and have figured everything out already. I've not paid attention to that stuff, because that's too much, but I'm sure they've got some ideas. This is just where I'm standing with things. Once we get the rest of the album, I think I'm going to be able to figure out a bit more about, okay, so here's what the song is actually trying to get us to understand about this project. That is, of course, assuming it is the album opener. I could also, sort of with the lyrics, see this fitting in somewhere else in the album. The music feels very album intro to me. But lots of good stuff in here. And just because we don't have the rest of the picture, I can't quite get at what it's getting at here. But yeah, I mean, this is some rich Sleep Token lyrics. Like, I don't think there's any other band that could have wrote this stuff. Written? Huh. I don't know what word I need to use there. But yeah, that's just some good stuff. Now, to talk about the music, oh man, that was good. I will have to listen back to this and let sort of the magic of new music fade away to see where it falls into the ranking. Right now, I do want to say it's my favorite from them. But that happened with Divine Attack, that happened with Monochrome from Baby Metal, so my opinions on those have shifted around as I've sat with them a bit, right? I actually earlier today filmed the video that probably came out yesterday, if I can get my editing done on time, my unboxing of Anti-Fragile. And I was talking in that about how every time I listen to that album, my ranking of the song shifts, how I feel about the song shifts. So while I am tempted to say that this is my favorite right now, I do think as time goes along, it will go back to having Atlantic be my favorite, so we'll have to see, but man, this was some good stuff. Starting off with the vocals, as always, I mean, they were Vessel's vocals, right? What more do I have to say on them? No, those were phenomenal. I will say those are probably the best vocals I've heard from him. I think Bloodsport, both versions of it, probably have the most impactful vocals I've heard from him. But these are probably the best I've heard. There's so much going on in them. There's some great vocal layering at a few moments. Right at the end, we got just a hint of the heaviness, and I'm hoping we get some good screams on this album. I don't necessarily want something on the level of Gods, as great as that would be to see. I'm hoping we get something that just brings in some more uncleans, because from what I have heard, the stuff he's been doing with those lately is fantastic. But, yeah, so many different vocal things going on here. There was, I think it was in the first chorus, I can't remember the exact moment, but I mean, y'all saw that one, was like, whoa, this is some great stuff on this. The, guitar, man, that had some of that good chunk. I'll have to listen again to see if it's worthy of the good chunk playlist that I have, but it was kind of chunky. I liked it. Oh, some good heaviness. There's that one good sort of element in the guitar that I talked about, brought in a bit more darkness, a bit of menace to the backing of it. That was super cool. The main, I don't want to say riffing, because that didn't feel like it, but the main just guitar elements were so heavy, and I loved that. And then I'm gonna operate for the rest of this review portion as that sound I was talking about is a distorted guitar. I don't know what it is. We're acting as if that is what it is. That sound, super cool. One of the most interesting things I've heard in a song in a little while, so loved that. Then we had the bass. It only appeared for a few moments, like really audible, but I could feel it throughout a lot of the track. It was some good bass. I don't have much more to say, but it was good. The drums, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this track some more, but they did not really stand out to me in this one. I heard and was like, alright, this is nice, but they didn't stand out to me as much in this one, unfortunately. I do think, as I listen back more, I'll get more of an understanding of what they're doing, but on this first listen, I really did not notice them much, so unfortunately, I cannot really sing their praises, but I'm sure they were good. They really did not stand out as much as I wish they had, especially since Vessel 2 is such a strong drummer. And then finally, we had some hints of the piano, the keyboard in there. That was great to hear. I think that could have perhaps been utilized a bit more heavily, but it was nice to hear it pop up. So, all in all, just a fantastic track. It would have been nice to, right at the end, have just a bit of a scream kick in, because it did feel like we were building up to that with that inhale. And I felt a little let down when that didn't happen, but just fantastic track. I mean, y'all saw how much this one impacted me as I was reacting to it. It's been a long time since I've had one I got into that much, and so it's no wonder it was Sleep Token that did it with how much I love their music, but oh man, that was amazing, and I do not know what more to say on it. But normally, I would shift over to choosing the next reaction, but the next reaction we chose last time, because this came out unexpectedly, it is Lorna Shore's Sun Eater. So, since we don't have to do that, that is going to do it for the reaction. My dog is barking, y'all are probably hearing that. I apologize for that, he's a loud boy. Yeah, that is going to do it for the reaction. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with your own thoughts on the track, any feedback or criticism, or anything you want me to react to. In the description, there will be a link to the, I don't want to say music video, audio visualizer, I guess, so you can check it out, support the artist. Link to my Sleep Token playlist and Metal playlist, so you can check out some more stuff that might be like this, that might interest y'all. And a link to my Discord server, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlist for all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my link tree, which has all my other stuff in it, in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it. So once again, thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.